Hello everyone, welcome back to a Lost Ark video featuring my Death Blade. This is the video where I compare the damage output for Surge before the patch and after the patch. And as you know, we received a Death Blade Surge engraving received quite a hefty nerf on paper in terms of damage and in terms of orb generation, and I am here to show that I am a Surge player and this is just my alt Deathblade, so I'm not a super fluent with it in terms of how the rotation goes. This is just how I play it, and especially when I do remaining energy, I am not too familiar with the rotations as well. So to make the test fair, I made my character remain at 1390 for both tests before and after the patch, and I used the service stats for 500 crit and 500 crit and 1500 spec, and this was the theoretical maximum stat that we could get with legendary gear. And as for engravings, I chose the 4x3, the best in slot 4x3 engravings for both specs, and I would like to go over that now. For Surge, before the patch, it was Surge 1, Grudge 3, Ambush 3, Keen Blunt 3, and Adrenaline 2. This was my setup for Surge Deathblade before the patch, and the reason why I can get away with having 5 engravings is because 4x3 is the same thing as having 3 level 3s and 1 level 2 and 1 level 1. It's the same amount of nodes, so this is technically achievable, but very difficult. But I'm just comparing best in slots. And in terms of remaining energy, the engravings that I went for is remaining energy 3, because you have to, supercharge 3, because you can't play remaining energy without supercharge, ambush master 3. I am going to be back attacking all the time on a stationary target, so this provides more damage than Grudge, but Grudge will technically be better in a real battlefield situation, but I'm just purely doing it in a testing bubble. And Adrenaline 3. So this is my RE engravings. It's a 4x3. As you can see, this is very achievable, also kind of expensive. So here are the results afterward for the before test and after test, and also for after the patch. It is better to run Surge level 3, Grudge 3, Ambush 3, and Adrenaline 3. This is what I would run for the post-patch updates. So instead of having Keen Blunt, we have to have Surge level 3 for the maximum damage. Alright, enjoy the results. I just want to make a disclaimer that both of these sets of tests are ran with ARGOS gear, so the preordained gear, and on a +11 weapon. And I do not have the best in-slot tripods for both builds, because before patch that's literally impossible. And this is an alt, so I don't play on it that much, so you'll see some of the tripods are not maxed out, but you'll get an idea. This is mostly more optimized for Surge. Obviously I don't really play remaining energy that much, but Small takeaway: the damage difference shouldn't be 50% or 40% over what's previously possible. It should be around 20% difference. So this should close the gap a little bit more, maybe a 15% gap now between Surge and RE if you play both optimally. I only know how to play Surge optimally, so I have no idea about RE. This is the limited knowledge for RE. But you'll see that the nerf is not that bad. Just keep watching. So after all of the testing, I have prepared a spreadsheet of all of the results before and after. So this is how I'm going to explain it. I'm going to zoom in also. It seems like I can't. 25. So all of the tests were run with 1500 spec and 500 crit, 4 times 3 best in slot for the build on 2-minute test without awakening. Okay, and again, I want to stress that this best in slot is my opinion's best in slot. I'm not sure if it's actually best in slot. Doesn't matter, it's a lot of damage. All right, so pre-patch for Surge is Grudge 3, Keen Blunt 3, Ambush 3, Adrenaline 2, Surge 1. RE for before and after is Ambush 3, Adrenaline 3, Supercharge 3, RE 3. Post-patch for these 2 tests, I am running Surge 3, Grudge 3, Ambush 3, and Adrenaline 3. Okay, so here are the datas, and I know that 5 attempts per each category is not enough to determine anything super significant, but 2 minutes each, this is 10 minutes per category, and as you can see, this is more than an hour of just parsing in Trixion, and that's pretty boring, right? So I'm just going to talk about the point estimate or the average. Let's talk about the RE pre-patch first, and as I've used this as a control experiment. So for RE pre-patch, I parsed about an average of 108 million damage in 2 minutes. So I set this as the control as 100%. And interestingly, RE post-patch, I parsed an average of 114.5 million in 2 minutes. This is an increase of 6% almost. And this is because I found a better skill rotation. So just a pure skill rotation, I output an extra 6%. So, but there was no changes to any stats or any of the engravings. So this is just a purely skill thing. So if you get better at the game, you'll do more damage, which makes sense. But I'm still going to use pre-patch as the control, and everything will be compared to it. All right. Surge pre-patch 20 stack had an average of 164.5 million in 2 minutes, and this is 20 stack Surge, or I aimed as close to 20 stacks as possible, and that resulted in a 50% or 52% increase over RE. And if I do a 16 stack Surge, so I surge at 16, I result in a average of 169.2 million in 2 minutes, and that's a 56.5% increase over RE. And something that I want to point out is that the standard deviation for this sample is kind of wide. It's almost 17 million. And that's because when your surge crits and when it doesn't, it's a lot of damage that's gone missing. So sometimes if every single surge crits, for example, I'm scoring a lot higher, and if a lot of them don't crit, then I'm sitting a little low. So this is a higher variance parse, but what you can take away is that the point estimate, right? And for RE, it's pretty tight. Like the damage spread, it's about 3.6 million. So Surge is still the biggest damage in the DPS rotation, but the Surge is a lot less part of the pie. And I want to talk about after Surge with the same engravings, because I just wanted to test what that's like. So what this means is I'm using the pre-patch engravings for this test. So using Surge 1 instead of Surge 3 here. So here I parsed an average of 153.2 million in 2 minutes. That resulted in a 41% increase over the pre-patch, which is kind of surprising. You would think that the damage nerf on paper would be around 20%, but In actuality, it's about like a 10 to 15% increase, damage decrease from doing a 16 stack surge. And the reason why I think 16 stack surge is better than 20 stack is because there is a short period between activating surge and reactivating your arts. There is a small pause in between, and that's basically a skill that's you're not using, you're just standing around doing nothing. So that's why there is a difference between 20 stack and 16 stack. And 20 stack post nerf using the same pre-patch engravings. So surge 1 at 20 stacks, I am parsing a average of 156 million. So I think it's pretty insignificant statistically. So 144 compared to 141 over pre-patch RE. And I talked about post-patch RE. The reason for the 6% increase is because I found a better rotation to not really use the skill Moonlight Sonic. I cut this out of my regular rotation for post-patch RE. You saw it in the video. And something interesting is that this is the updated engravings. So what I thought the engraving should be, so running Surge 3, because we are getting 120% at max stacks with Surge 3, so it's a base damage increase. So I thought, yeah, you should probably run this, and I was right, but I was only partially right because the 16 stack I only parsed about a 149, 150. That's the least amount of damage increase over pre-patch RE. And again, I want to make the disclaimer that this set of equipment, I'm only using ARGOS equipment. So maybe this range will shrink by a lot once we use Vulcan, but there's no, once we use relic set, but there's no way of testing that, because by the time we get to, at least when I get my Deathblade to using relic, this set of data will be invalidated. I will not be able to test this. So I'm just using ARGOS equipment to test. Okay, so this range might shrink by a lot later on. And using 20 stacks engravings resulted in the most DPS out of the post-patch surge of 159.3 million in 2 minutes. So that's a 47% increase over pre-patch RE. So what does this mean? So I want to say the playstyle has changed a little bit. We obviously want to do surges at 20 or as close to as 20 as possible now. And even then, the damage loss is only about a 9% loss. So 10% loss for the sake of it, which is not that bad. It's not as bad as people think it is. Like the surge nerf is only about 10% from my testing. So don't be too scared of nerfs is my main takeaway. Keep playing what you like playing and it'll still work out.